Hello, welcome to another podcast where Belal Hamideh answers your questions. Once again, I'm lucky to be joined by Belal. How you doing this morning, Belal?
I'm doing great, Greg. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So, some of the questions that came in this week all had a particular theme. The first one is, what is the most common motorcycle accident?
Okay, so we have a series of questions here from people that put their questions on social media and directly to us. We're going to be answering 4 of your questions today. The first question is in regards for motorcycle accidents and what is the most common type. The most common type of motorcycle accident is ones where there's a car making a left turn in an intersection. So usually the car that's making a left turn has to wait until they make their left turn until it's reasonably safe to do so. However, the majority of people don't wait, and unfortunately crashes are caused. And about 42% of motorcycle accidents involve a car that is making a left turn. So for motorcyclists, I would especially caution that when you're approaching an intersection and you see that a car is going to make a left turn, that you try to anticipate their movement, signal to them that you're going through the intersection so that you can avoid an accident.
Genuinely good advice. That makes a lot of sense to be as careful as possible when you're going through one of those intersections. The second question, I think you touched on some of it there, is what is the biggest reason behind motorcycle accidents?
Right. So the thing with motorcycles is they are smaller than cars and they're more so in the blind spot of cars. And cars are paying less attention to motorcyclists than they are to other vehicles around them, cars, trucks, and semis. So if you're operating a motorcycle, it's very important to understand that others are paying less attention to you than they are to the people around you. So you as a motorcyclist should take it upon yourself to exercise extra caution to make up for the drivers around you lack of caution.
That makes so much sense. It's just you have to be even that much more careful since your vehicle is that much smaller. The next question that came in is, where is the most likely place for motorcycle accidents to occur?
Right. So this is important to know the most common places for accidents so that if you are driving a motorcycle and you're approaching one of these places, to know and understand that the likelihood of me getting into an accident is higher in this specific area. The most common place for an accident involving a motorcycle and involving any vehicle for that matter is at an intersection. And we touched upon this in the beginning. It's due to the left turn vehicles. They are involved in the majority of crashes, whether it's with a motorcycle or with another vehicle. So when you're at an intersection, especially when there's a person trying to make a left-hand turn, exercise a lot of precaution because the statistics show that you may be involved in an accident.
Gotcha. No, that's very well spoken. The final question that we got in is, what is the most common type of accident occurring between cars and motorcycles?
Right. So the causes of these accidents is negligence. When somebody strikes you and they are not exercising reasonable care in the operation of their vehicle, that is the cause of the accident. It's not intentional most times. It's not road rage most times. It's just lack of exercising reasonable care to the motorcyclists around you. So as a motorcyclist, knowing that others around you cannot see you as well and are sometimes negligent towards you, you have to be extra cautious with your motorcycle because you are in a dangerous position. You're not enclosed in a vehicle that can take the brunt of a hit with another vehicle. I mean, if you strike the ground, your body is taking the full force of that hit.
Yeah.
And if you look at statistics and you look at fatalities, which is when somebody dies in a crash, 73 motorcyclists out of every 100,000 actually die in a motorcycle crash, as opposed to 13 car drivers out of every 100,000. So motorcyclists, when they get in a crash, have a 5 to 6 times higher chance of dying from the crash. So it's very important to understand that you are driving a motorcycle that is not enclosed with metal. You need to wear proper safety gear. You need to have your helmet on. You need to have proper equipment on your body. Knowing that you're A, more likely to be in a crash because it's harder to be seen, and B, you take a lot of the force from that crash and you're more likely to sustain serious injury or die, unfortunately. So please exercise extreme precaution if you choose to drive a motorcycle.
Wow, no, that's really heartfelt about what you mentioned. I had no idea about those statistics. That was very striking. Well, that's all the questions we got in this week. Is there anything else that you would like to say to the people listening and watching this, Belal?
I would just like to thank you for listening. We like to provide back to the community and answer any questions that people may have so that they know their rights and what they should do if they've been involved in an accident. It's unfortunate where statistically everyone is going to be involved in an accident at some point in time. It's important to have the knowledge as to what to do and how to take care of yourself, as it may have a serious effect on yourself and your family. I'm Belal Hamideh, and on behalf of Greg Benevit, we would like to thank you for joining in. Invite you to send in your questions through social media, through our website. You can even call in and tell us your question. We'll answer it live for you in the next session.